some leftover tips from Google Sheets for the skills checklist from Eric Kurtz. I linked some videos for the other topics, but some leftover things were conditional formatting, some of the functions, and making a sheet out of a chart. So I thought I'd go over these in a quick video. So the unique function looks like this. You start with an equal sign for any function, then you write the word out unique, and you need to specify a range. So let's do it for a different data set. How about these numbers here? So this will return a list of the unique values in this data set. So without any duplicates of any of the numbers or text, it will return that. Now let's try it for the text. So unique, and we're going to just specify the range. Range is specified by one cell and then a colon and the other cell, so specify between the two cells. And that gives us the flavors of ice cream without any duplicates. Now let's start off with our conditional functions such as countif, sumif, and averageif. So countif, you have to specify the range. So we're going to count in this range how many times maybe the word chocolate appears. So comma, the criteria is chocolate. And then we'll do the same thing here, count if, and then the range would be this data set, and we're selecting for vanilla now, or let's do that vanilla. And there's 3 of those as well, and then we'll do finally a count if for the strawberry, highlight this data set, and strawberry. And there's only 2 strawberries down here. Awesome, so now let's do sumif. Sumif requires a range, criteria, just the chocolate ones, and the sum range, so what we're summing up. Essentially what this is going to return is how many scoops of chocolate in total are there. So for this chocolate data set, now we're sorting it basically countif. We're sorting only the ones that say chocolate, this middle value, and then we're sorting the sum. We're getting the sum of only the chocolate scoops. 7. So that should be this, plus this, which 4 plus 3 is 7. Now we could type out equals sumif again and, specify the range and everything. However, I think it is a bit unnecessary because we can simply drag this down in the bottom right corner to apply the same function to these 2 rows. Now let's do averageif, and this is about the same thing. We're going to select the range, the specific criteria, only the chocolate ones, and then the average amount of scoops, which should be interesting. 2.3. So the first person who got chocolate got 3 scoops, and the other 2 got 2 scoops. So it should be closer to 2, but between 2 and 3 for the average amount of scoops someone who got chocolate bought. So now let's apply that function to these 2, and all right, now let's move on to sorting and filtering. So here we're going to create a filter on column C. So to create a filter, we go to this icon over in the corner, create a filter, and we do need to specify that it's column C by selecting just this column, create a filter. And now this filter we can specify we only want to show the people who got 3 scoops of ice cream. And then that updates the entire database over here, and we only get the people with 3 scoops. We can edit that to add more in, and then we'll get the rest of the data and add all of them and add this. Alright, so that's how you create a filter. Now we are going to sort the data by selecting this data set, going to data and sort sheet, or column C, by A to Z. A to C will give us the smallest to the largest. So when you sort, it's worthwhile to note that it is only sorting this specific data set. So if you go from A to Z, it'll go from 1 to 3, but it won't reorganize any of the names. If you do want it to reorganize the names, you still need to start in the column that you want to sort, but you need to select the entire data set. Then you can sort that column, and the names will come along with it. However, if you sort based on, and you start in the wrong column, you'll be sorting alphabetically rather than by who got 1 scoop. So you need to start in the correct column and select all the data you want to sort. Now let's conditionally format. To format conditionally, you will need to select your data set, format, and select conditional formatting, and then select what color you may want to format it as. And we're going to say format if cell text contains chocolate. Done. Add a new rule, and we'll add color for strawberry. Format cells if the text contains strawberry. And finally, for vanilla, format if the text contains vanilla. All right. Regardless, we should now try to format with numbers. The same can be done for numbers, so if you select format and go to conditional formatting, and then decide to make some rules based on if the text or whatever is in the cell is equal to a certain number, that also works. I tested if the number was equal to 2, and I gave it a certain color format. And if it was equal to the value of 3 or equal to the value of 1, I also gave it a different color to format it differently. And this is conditional formatting with numbers. Create a chart based on your data. We go Insert, Chart, and it creates this chart. This is the recommended chart. You can edit that in another video. We'll discuss more about editing the charts. However, this chart, if you want to give it its own sheet, you can click the 3 little snowman looking 3 little circles and move to its own sheet. And then this sheet can be shared with people, and you have moved a chart to its own sheet. All right, that's it. Thank you so much. See you in the next video.